Hey guys, welcome to a completely different video than I usually do. So what this is going to be of is a tutorial show how to kind of dealio of how I make my thumbnails, and so you can see and make them yourself. So as you can see, I'm in paint.net, as you probably know, but then some people might not know. Who knows? I don't know. Would you know? I don't know. But as you can see, I have a long list of these adjustments and effects here, and for my thumbnails I really don't know what a lot of this stuff is, but what I do use is this drop shadow and this outline object. These two things make my thumbnails like 10 times better. So to get those things, you don't normally get them in just regular paint.net. You have to get some plugins. So I've got this the link in the description of this paint.net, and so you're going to want to get this Megalo effects plugin pack, and you just click download installer, go through the installer. It's really not that hard. So that's that. If you want the file types, it just gives you more file types to save in, really JPG or JPEG, whichever you call it, or in PNG. They're really just, those are just fine. Just fine kind of deal. So the first step to probably doing it, I'll get to this point, with making your thumbnail, is you got to make sure you go under the image tab and press resize, and you want to resize this to 1280 by 720, and make sure maintain aspect ratio is unchecked, because if I were to check that, see, it changes it. So if I were to change this, it puts this equivalent kind of deal or something like that to that. So don't have that checked if you want it how you want it, like 720p. And so it's 1280 by 720, and you click OK. And so now you get the size of your thumbnail. I'm not sure if 1080p works. I've never tried it, but I don't want to try it just because 720p works out just fine. So for what I do is I go and I find some kind of background usually, and I found one here, and what I typed in was Grudge HD background or grunge. You could put in texture or like fade or something like that, anything that you want as a background. It doesn't even have to be this. It could be like a Minecraft map. Like if it's a Hunger Games, you can take a screenshot of that Hunger Games map and put it as the background. But it's just something to help fill in the just white, like just the boringness. So if you don't want to save the image, just click copy image, or you can save image as, whichever you want, but I usually just do copy image. Then in here, if you press Control V, it'll say this stuff, and you want to make sure you keep canvas size. And now as you can see, it's much bigger than it is. So you can shrink it down if you want the full-on thing, which I might do just because it's dark around the edges. So you want to make sure you shrink this down. And yeah, so this is the thing. And now what I do is gotta make sure you. Okay, so I'm going to deselect that and do this magic wand. Click this and delete that. And then move selected pixel, so I actually gotta kind of select this, just like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I'm actually gonna redo that just because I really gotta make sure that I've got the entire image there. Move selected pixels, and I'm selected out just enough so the image is like a little farther than the edge. This is an outline and a drop shadow on the background just for that extra bit of detail. So that looks about good. Now the next part I'm going to do, which is completely optional, is probably shouldn't have done that, but it's completely optional. What I like do, I like tilt my image. You could leave it straight, really to you, and so that's that. Now next thing I do is I'm going to add a layer, because everything you pretty much want to add a layer to everything. So if you add words here, that's going to be a different letter or different layer from words that are like down here or something. So you can go on the internet at like DaFont or something, and you can find all these fonts that you can install. Super easy to install, really. You just download the installer and you open up the file that's in there, click the install button at the top, and then bam. But you will have to reload paint.net if once you installed like the effects pack and the other thing. Okay, so the layer 2 I've got here is going to be the layer for some text. So I'm going to go ahead and put that. So I'm going to do Obelix Pro. This is one of my favorite ones. You might have seen it in some of my videos, but I usually like to go for a white text. And let's just say thumbnail stuff. Make a completely different thumbnail just for this video, as you can probably see, or did see if you even paid attention to it. But make sure you select it to the right size you want. So like 84. I think 84 seems just right. And so from there, I'm gonna go ahead and give an outline and a background to each of these. So for layer 2, I think I want a faded outline, and so gotta go down to this, the object. And so if you saw, it kind of got a little bit thicker. That's because of what color it is. So if you do there's a black outline. What I like to do is a red outline. And now the radius all the way up, and the strength, if you put it all the way up, it's gonna be like that. I'm gonna push it down so it's kind of noticeable, but I'm gonna click OK. I'm gonna do it again, and it'll outline what is there. So it just redoes that whole step. Well, it adds on the exact same thing. So there should be a repeat outline object here. Repeat whatever you did last time. As you can see, it kind of doubled on, and I'm gonna do that. Not again, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a drop shadow. So object drop shadow, and now this here, you can give whatever color of a drop shadow you want. But black drop shadows they just look best, in my opinion. But so you could do any color, really. So like you give a red, which that really doesn't do anything because yeah, something like that, or anything you really want. Mine's just gonna be black. Throw that back in, get up there. Okay, there we go. So click OK, and now for the background, I'm gonna go ahead and do that too. Except this one, I might do a bit different. I'm going to give it a kind of object. The strength I'm going to bring up away, and it's going to bring down some. Maybe like that. That looks good. Okay. Now I got to go ahead and give it a drop shadow. So effects, thank you, and then drop shadow. Make sure it's black, and then there you go. Now you can see it's kind of that it's great. Okay, so don't worry about the checkered background there. It's not going to show up in when the thumbnail is posted. This is just going to turn out to be white whenever you save it as, like, if you save it as anything other than a PNG, then it'll save this as white. If you save it as a PNG, this won't be there, this checkered stuff or white. So there's that, and now I'm going to add another layer. I'm going to put it on top of this one, just so you know you can switch these around. So now the background is on top of the layer 2, so it's covering it up, but you want to make sure that's above, because I mean, this is the background. So layer 3, let's see, I'm going to put a paint.net, can't type, paint.net logo. Okay, paint.net logo. Let it load in. There we go. Okay. So, also, whenever you look for something that you want to put on top of your thing, make sure you put in like HD PNG if you want just the image. So, oh, there we go. Okay. So maybe And if you look here, you can see that there's the resolution. So this is 256 by 256. If you got the, I'm going to do the icon, paint.net icon, and a PNG as well. Just adding on some things. And I guess I'm going to have to probably go with this one. Maybe. Possibly. No. I don't want that one. Paint.net logo. If it does have a white background, it'll still work. You just have to select that the background and erase it, and all will be good. So that's great. I guess I'll go with this one. It's gonna be a small image as long as you keep it down to its size. And if you look at this, you can kind of see that there's a textured background, so you know that it is there. So I'm gonna copy image, and then make sure you have layer 3 or your next layer selected. For me, it's layer 3. Control V, paste that, and I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna enlarge it a bit more. See if it were HD. That looks about right. And if it was HD, then nobody would notice that it's it's that pixely. So now that I got that there, I also want a drop shadow behind it, but I'm gonna give it a white outline. So under object, outline object, but this time I'm gonna bring this probably down to like 1 or 2 or something, strength all the way up, and the whiteness, one white. Okay, radius, let's put that to 1, maybe. Nah. You know what, that doesn't exactly look too good. You can just look at it there. But I'm not going to put that. I'm just going to put a drop shadow instead. And so repeat drop shadow. It gives it a drop shadow and it makes it look better. Another thing that I do is pretty simple, is I just take this line/curve thing, give a size about maybe 12, select this red,